everyone, welcome to today's episode of Showcase on Dark Souls 3. There's only 2 items left, I think anyway. I think I went through the entire list and I believe I checked off everything. If I missed anything, please let me know now. Anyhow, for today's item, it's the only item I recorded in playthrough 3, given that the DLC hit when I was already in second playthrough, so it's the Rose of Ariandel. I believe I pronounced that right. But yes, the last weapon that I had to record, I believe. Now the description reads, a flail. Let's stop. This here is a picture of a flail. Here's the whip. Here's the flail. Here's the whip. Does you notice anything wrong? Anyhow, let's move on. A flail used by the Balborous father of the painted world to shred his own skin, producing blood to appease the flame. Both a weapon and a miracle catalyst. Durandal, being the restorer of the painted world, knew that his painted with blood, and was only blood that could protect a secret, which I'm not even too sure what that secret is, or I could barely care. His skill is the Awakening. Violently flail onto one set to trigger the awakening that temporarily boosts strength of miracles, just as good as the father used the rose himself. Interesting. Very interesting. Now, about this so-called flail. Now, as you hear my sarcasm, this is not a flail. This is a flagrum. It's a type of whip, though it's probably the most brutal kind of whip. For historical use, this is the same whip that Jesus Christ was put to. This is not a whip for interrogation, this is a whip for execution. Normally, these flagrums were adorned with bones and metal balls, and meant to tear the flesh from one's own skin. Ugh. Just thinking about it is fucking brutal. And the idea of using it on oneself is also, well, part of ritual. I believe it was European monks during the 16th century, or the 17th, I'm a bit spotty on that, but they would use it on themselves if they felt their earthly desires getting the better of them. Not to the extent where they brutally kill themselves, but enough to shed blood. So, pretty much the idea behind this is very well done. Very well researched. Kudos to From Software. But yeah, it's not a flail though. Regardless what he classifies as, the Rose of Ariandel, the stats. Physically, well, the physical damage is nothing special, but the bonus is a lot. You get 84 of it. Past the actual threshold of damage of the weapon itself. Pretty impressive. The spell buff, we got 156 for my stats, and started out with 100. Pretty good. We also have the additional effect of 33 bleed damage. Makes sense for this kind of whip. And for the trio bonus, we got a C for strength, E for dexterity, and a B for faith. Probably that's where I'm getting all my bonus damage. That's a very good scaling then. Third trio requirement, you need 10 strength, 12 dexterity, which is strange, and 17 faith. Alright, and then we got the Awakening move, which is only 25 FP. Not bad. And the weight of the whip itself is 3.5. Alright. So in total, we should expect a lot of bonus damage. A lot more on the physical damage. But as a spell buff, will it hold up? Well, we'll see when we mix everything together. The animation for the Rose of Ariandel, well, the basic attack is not a whip move. Well, it's more like a club or the staff bonk. Yeah. And for the power move, you use whatever miracle you have on hand. Whether it's healing, lightning strikes, etc. Tears of denial, doesn't matter. Uses all of them. Everything but the buff, so. Anyway, two-handed light attack, you get more of a, again, I think it's a club, definitely a club animation. And for the rolling attack, which is only a light rolling attack, you get the light bonk as it would be, but. And then using the weapon in the left hand doesn't offer any new animations, but all the same animations. So why use it in the right hand is a better question. Alright, here's a special, and oh man! Oh, that's brutal. Ugh. Not as brutal as the Bloodlust katana. You know, it commits seppuku on yourself and such, but as we see, after doing that, I'm glowing positively golden. Alright, I'm gonna try and see if I can move. Okay, I'm dodging here, but I'm not getting anywhere. Okay, so you really can't interrupt the whipping itself. Alright. And let's see. Also, you noticed here that we can in fact use our other chimes if we want. It's a buff that stays on after you take the weapon off. the sprint attack here is a very heavy overhead swapping of the whip. For upgrading the Rose of Ariandel, you'll need Titanite Scale, since it is a boss weapon. So, you know, it's not a whole lot changed in the first upgrade. You get a lot of bonus damage, that's for sure. A lot of bonus damage. And the third upgrade, you can see the attribute bonus, or attribute bonus for Faith goes to A. And here we are at the final upgrade. We got a lot of bonus damage. A heck of a lot. Even the spell buff is pretty damn good too. But it's no surprise this weapon cannot be infused. In fact, there's only 2 whips that can be infused, and they're the 2 bad whips in my opinion. I don't see the spotted whip, but you get the idea what I'm trying to point at. Alright, let's get to the performance. Let's see now. Let's throw a lightning spear. Oh, 388. Pretty damn good, actually. I do have my rings for buffing on. That's a pretty decent chime, then. Well, I guess I'm not sure what to classify it as. Is it a whip? Is it a chime? Is it a flail? I'm not too sure. I know that's actually has some pretty good buff on it. Well, let's try the base attack as well. There's a point blank shot. Now let's go take the whip to some of these guys. I'll use the whip against the shield knight as well. Alright, damn. Okay, that's some pretty good damage. Well, a lot of bonus damage, that's for sure. A lot of bonus damage. Alright. Now, can I do a backstab? I don't think so. None of the other whips in the game could. Nope, no backstab. No backies. Alright, now the only question is now, can I go through? Now here's the blast out the ring of augmenting my power. It's not that great. Okay. Okay now. Just wailing on that shield, wasn't I? It's not bouncing off. It's not bouncing off, but yeah, I'm getting through. Look at that, I actually got through. Although my character's pretty beat out now. That was funny. Now let's try this again, except this time I'll apply the whip to myself, since it'll upgrade apparently my miracle and base damage. Alright, now I'm positively glowing. Let's try my lightning spears. I have to heal that damage. That's a bit of a downer on that. Come on, come at me. Oh, whatever, just chuck it. Oh, damn. Holy shit. Almost 500 damage? Damn, it's a lot more than 10%. I was expecting 10%, but we're getting a lot more than that. It's close to 15 to 20. Damn. That's powerful. The only downside is I gotta whip myself to get it. Base damage, I don't see a huge difference. But miracle, definitely. Definitely. But it doesn't really change the fact that I gotta really wail on the shield to get past it. You can get through shield, just not very easily. Oh, that's funny. Oh, I love that, getting through a shield like that. Now, if you're paying attention to my physical attacks, you'll notice that against enemies with low poise and armor, this thing stun knocks like crazy. You can stun knock enemies to death pretty easily. Very useful like that. And yes, this is the only weapon recorded in the third playthrough. I didn't quite get to the Profane Capital, so no Gorgals, but I got a substitute. The Crab. Yes, the Crab. Not the same in terms of resistance to Faith, but in terms of defense, yeah, I was about to say they're almost the same. Very high defense. So, in terms of damage, we can see my lightning does plenty, though that's expected. It is a crab after all, so let's go in with the whip. So, okay, it's gonna hang out there. It's gonna hang out. Oh, he runs! Of course! 'Cause he knew I was gonna win. Pussy. And that's it. Just kidding. You think I'll leave a Black Knight? Okay, it's not the same Black Knight I usually fight, but they all have the same stats, just to play their playthrough. And oh god, he hurts. Now, unfortunately, I don't stun knock him. Too much armor on him. His poise too strong. Alright. And for damage for my lightning, it was okay. Even though it's the more aggressive knight of the couple of variants there are, you can see that it's easily used against him. I don't feel like this is a very lopsided fight. I feel like it's more equally leveled. Alright, and he's dead. Very nice. Alright, let's move on to the pros and cons of the Rose of Ariandel. On the pros, it's an effective whip. Can't believe I'm saying that. So yeah, it's a good base damage. Good bonus damage, excellent bonus damage actually. and as powerful miracles as well. And the special is incredibly powerful as well when used. For the cons for the Rose of Ariandel, the special takes time to prep, because you're kind of sitting there. Yeah. The weapon cannot be infused. So yes. And that will do it for the pros and cons. Move on to the score for the Rose of Ariandel. Damage and buff are kind of considered as 1 this time around, so it's an 8 out of 10. Excellent buff, excellent damage. Reach, well, it's a 10 out of 10 because it's a projectile weapon. It's hard to rate this because it's kind of 3 weapons in 1. Animation-wise, a 7 out of 10. Even though it's a whip, it uses the animations of a club, and then it's a catalyst. So yeah, 7 out of 10. Bonus is easy, it's a 10 out of 10. You get a lot of bonus damage. It surpasses the base damage with my stats. And for miscellaneous, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Clearly, it's one of the best combos in the game, if not the best. But still, its range, the base form is still a bit lacking. I wouldn't want to fight any huge opponents with it, but still, it's still plenty great. It's excellent. So, I can't believe this. I give the Rose of Ariandel a whip. 43 out of 50. It's an excellent weapon. An excellent weapon. I wish I chose this first, instead of those damn scythes. So yes, I actually like a whip weapon. Praise the sun. Those scythes I hated. Well, I just didn't like using them. But this whip, man, I wish I chose this first. But hey, it was by suggestion, I believe, I chose the scythes. So this whip is pretty awesome. And that's been Showcase for today. I'd like to thank you all for watching and hope to see you guys next time. Take care out there.